When people you've grown to love over several seasons of a TV show die, it hurts more. Because their jobs are so hard, sometimes popular characters die in strange ways. The deaths of these 10 characters shocked fans and led to criticism on the internet. Sometimes a TV character feels safe because they've been through so much that they've built up story armor, because they're still alive in the source material, or because the showrunners have made it clear that they're still alive. No matter what happened, these people died in shocking and sad ways. In some cases, the death scene was dramatic, but in other cases, it upset fans, making it more trouble than it was worth. The deaths of these characters came as a surprise. Number 10. David Palmer in 24. David Palmer, the Democratic presidential candidate saved by CTU agent Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland, in the first season of the show, is the show's most moral figure. He's played by Dennis Haysbert. In the second season, Palmer became president and the season finished with an attack by a biological nerve agent. By the end of season 3, Palmer felt like he could do anything. Palmer was in a few scenes of season 4 even though he didn't run for office again because of scandals in his personal life. Palmer was the moral center of 24. After 2 failed efforts to kill him and leaving the government, it seemed like he'd had a plot armor that was 3 times stronger. During the opening scenes of the 5th season, a sniper killed Palmer. Palmer's death was sad and sudden, but it led to one of the best seasons of the show. Number 9. Tara McClay in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Fans of Buffy love Tara McClay, played by Amber Benson. She is the Scooby Gang's conscience, and her friendship with Willow, played by Allison Hannigan, was a first for primetime TV. After 3 seasons, fans were excited to see Tara in the opening title scene of the late season 6 episode Seeing Red. She should keep going, right? In this episode, Tara is accidentally shot by Warren Mears, Adam Bush, which is scary for viewers. Whedon only put Amber Benson in the beginning titles of the episode to confuse fans. Who would have thought she would die in the episode where she finally made it to the end credits? Many fans were upset by Tara's death. Some called it bury your gays trope, while others said it was important for Willow's character growth. Still, shocking. Number 8. Alex Kamal, The Expanse. When Casa Anwar, who plays Rocinante pilot Alex Kamal, was accused of more than 30 sexual crimes, it was bad news for the people who made The Expanse. After the 5th season of the show was over, Alcon Entertainment looked into the claims. This led to Anwar leaving the show for the 6th and final season. Fans talked about how Alex, one of the main characters of the show, could be killed off in season 6. Most people thought Alex would have to leave the Rocinante for personal reasons and be called away. Alex died of a stroke while docking at the end of season 5, which shocked fans. This was done by digitally changing old video of Anwar in the pilot seat to make him look dead and by adding new footage that talked about his death. Due to Anwar's personal problems, it was a surprise to see Alex killed off rather than retired from the show. Alex's death, with its CGI and overall disconnected feel, showed that the showrunners took the claims seriously. Number 7. Laverne Roberts in Scrubs. For a show that talked so much about death, Scrubs had a large number of regular characters who were mostly untouchable until the middle of the 6th season. In the episode My Long Goodbye, the vocal nurse Laverne Roberts, played by Aloma Wright, who was in more than 80 episodes of the first 6 seasons, is in a coma and dies after a car accident. This was the most shocking death in the show because it happened to a character that people had been watching since the beginning. After Scrubs was unexpectedly brought back to life, Bill Lawrence gave Aloma Wright another part as another nurse, Shirley Richards, J.D. Zach Braff was the only one who noticed how much Shirley looked like Laverne. He called her Laverne again. Number 6. Tanya McCoy Hunt in The White Lotus. The idea behind The White Lotus is very simple. Someone dies, or in the 2nd season, many people die, at one of the beautiful White Lotus locations, and the audience spends the season trying to figure out who. Tanya McCoy Hunt, played by Jennifer Coolidge, is an obnoxious rich princess who quickly became a fan favorite. In season 2, more people died in her circle of influence. After it was revealed that Coolidge was the only important character from the first season to return, most fans thought that Tanya would be the show's main character and the only character who would not be killed and would return for all seasons. In the last episode of season 2, Tanya slips, hits her head, and drowns while trying to get away from killers in a boat. This was a great idea that creator Mike White used. It was a really scary moment that went against what people expected, showing them that nobody is safe. Number 5. Lawrence Kutner in House. Lawrence Kutner, played by Kal Penn, was added to House's team of doctors in the 4th season. He died suddenly. In simple explanation, Kutner doesn't go to work, so his friends go to his flat and find him dead. What's up? Kal Penn left House quickly to work in the White House for the Obama government. Penn's leave was not just used to move him to another hospital for personal or work reasons. Instead, it was used to start a talk about how suicide is often sudden and hard to explain. House can't figure out why Kutner would kill himself. At first, he even thinks someone else did it. His death is still controversial, but it did a good job of showing how sadness can be hidden. Number 4. Nate Fisher in 6 Feet Under. Even though the show was always sad, the key members of the Fisher family were mostly safe. Nate, played by Peter Krause, is the main character of the show. In Season 2, he was found to have an arteriovenous malformation, or AVM, which makes him the most fragile Fisher. Nate's surgery is the last event of the season. In the second part of the 5th and final season, Nate has a massive stroke, which is probably caused by his AVM. He then falls down. He makes it to the next show, but complications lead to his death. Despite his health problems, Nate seemed to have been through enough psychological pain to make it through the show. Instead, the show's creator, Alan Ball, killed off the main character Nate with only 3 episodes left. Each episode cruelly showed what happened after Nate died and then flashed forward to show how every important character died in the end. Number 3. Andrea Cantillo in Breaking Bad. Even good people in Breaking Bad have no morals. Andrea, Jesse's girlfriend, was a recovering heroin user who raised her son Brock by herself. She was kind and helped him calm down. Brock was almost killed by Walt in the 4th season of the show, but he lived. In the second to last episode of the show, Todd kills Andrea to get back at the Aryan Brotherhood for letting him get away. Jesse sees Andrea get shot in the head, which makes Brock without a mother. Breaking Bad had its share of brutal murders, but no matter how dangerous Jesse was, Andrea always seemed safe with her son. Number 2. Tracy McConnell in How I Met Your Mother. At the end of the 8th season of the sitcom, Tracy McConnell, played by Kristen Milioti, was presented as Mother. In the 9th and last season, she was in every show. The mystery was solved, and Todd Mosby got a happy ending, but the writers had one more brutal gut punch for fans. Tracy dies in 2024 of a sickness that isn't named in Last Forever. The show then goes back to its setting in 2030, where Ted's kids tell him to find Robin, who he clearly still loves. Most fans were upset by Tracy's shocking death, which was used to force Ted back into Robin's arms, which he was never right for. Most fans couldn't understand why the showrunners decided to kill off the mother, so it came as a shock and angered them. After all the fuss, the season's DVD ended with Tracy and Ted. Number 1. Mara and Jackson Vendrell in The Shield. A TV show that started with one of the most shocking deaths ever showed 2 more. Shane Vendrell was killed in Family Meeting, the second to last episode of The Shield, but no one thought he would kill his family. Shane shoots himself in the head as the cops break into his house. They find his wife Mara and his son Jackson dead in the bedroom, trying to look peaceful. The police call this a family annihilation because Shane poisoned his family members and then shot himself. The murder-suicide of the Vendrell family was based on that of wrestler Chris Benoit. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.